What's up, gamers? Let's see. I hope you guys are having a good night. Starting a little later than normal. I got home from work and then I was kind of procrastinating, and I was like, oh shoot, we need to do dinner. So I went and got us some pizza, and I just got done eating and kind of settling down. It is so cold in my office right now. My office is on top of the garage, and it is so cold in my room. It is so cold in my room. You're so free, that's what everybody's telling me. Okay, I gotta fix something. Or look at something. I'm a marionette, just a marionette for the strings. All right. Alrighty, let's get drawing. We're gonna draw. I gotta finish. I keep like starting and finishing things. We're gonna hopefully finish this drawing of Luna. Oops. Bedrooms. Oops. Let's see. What does this room look like? We're gonna look at some reference pictures of people's bedrooms. Ugh, I don't want to draw that. Okay, well, good thing we don't have to draw that. I'm looking at like references for the bedrooms in the game. So they have one wall is wood. The walls in between the bedrooms are wood panels, and then the walls to the outside are stone. Okay, so usually the bed is that way. Okay, so we're gonna go like this. Okay. We will look this way. Because I've got the base colors down. Now I gotta get the... It's okay. Making sure I'm not muted. God, yeah, it is so cold in my room, and I had to, I have a heater, I have a space heater in my room, and it feels so much better when that's on, but like it is so fucking cold in this room. I walked in and I was like, and I have a wooden clarinet, which is like a nice clarinet. I was like, damn, I gotta freaking, one second. I can't draw and talk at the same time. I gotta get my clarinet out of here because I have a clarinet that's made of wood, and wooden clarinets are nice. They're not cheap, especially the one I have. I still need to get it serviced. I haven't gotten it serviced in a hot second. And the problem with it leaving it in like the cold is that you don't want to leave it in the cold because it can crack. Like it can really crack. And I don't want my very, very nice, very expensive instrument to get cracked. I suppose if it looks like I'm riffing, it's really just asking, really listen along, you're in time for the show. You're the one that I need, I'm the one that you loathe. Like a beast in repose. Oh yeah, gamers. Black Cat coming to Marvel Rivals. I'm pretty excited. I like Black Cat. I think she's real cool. I'm uber excited for that.
One!
Welcome. Koopa. There's a place in the dark and the animals go. You can take off your skin and the cannibal glow. We are drawing my girl Luna. I think I'm going to redraw this bed a little bit. I'm going to slightly redraw this, not by much. We're going to draw a headboard. How are you tonight, Koopa? Actually, that was pretty good. Hard to remember. Hey, Julie, good to see you. Likewise, my friend. How we doing tonight? Y'all, you know, I just realized I think my brother's streaming right now. Oh, I think I drew that too high. How you been? Not sure if you're muted or really low. I can barely hear you. Bruh. What is going on? 1 second. Let me double check something. Let me double check. Let's make sure Windows didn't do something stupid with my sound settings. No, it's in the right. Mounting over the airs. Let me turn up my mic just a little bit. I'll turn down the music just a hair. Looks like you finally got the chin angle down. Looks great. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Honestly, if it weren't for that reference picture, I would have been screwed. The one that you sent me of, was that Robin from One Piece? That really helped. Okay, and then we have... Wrong. Matter of love. Earth is calling for a brother up above. I just need to like start drawing with references. That's what I need to do. And like actually stick to it. That was Boa Hancock from One Piece. Oh, okay, okay. I don't know anything about One Piece except for some of like the main characters. I don't think I'm ever gonna watch it until the reboot comes out, because I heard there's a reboot anime coming out where it's gonna be, the pacing's gonna be better, and I think it's kind of like abridged. I think. I do not have the time nor the patience. Actually, I do have the patience. I do not have the time to watch One Piece and finish it. Although I've heard the live action is actually really good. Like, really good. Is the truth of candor shown through prism of deceit? Oh, copy and paste. Oh yeah, fellas, my doggy here is here. The one I'm adopting. He's not in the room with me though. He is hanging out with my dad. He's like a Velcro dog. And he is gonna miss my dad when he leaves. When he leaves with him. Or when he leaves him here with me. He's such a cutie. He's so sweet. He didn't bite me earlier. We were playing and his tooth hit my hand. And it hurt. Because it hurted. Because his tooth hit my hand. It's okay though. He didn't mean it. It was on accident. Yeah, Bo Hancock is like one character who's down bad for Luffy. Yeah, well. No, he didn't even like go to bite my hand. He was like jumping up and he like overshot because I had his toy in my hand and I was playing with him. And he just overshot his jump and his tooth hit my hand. He didn't even bite or anything. It was literally like just a total accident. He's really gentle. He's a really good dog. He's a very good dog. He's going to be, for the most part, an easy dog. He's still in his puppy phase, though, so he likes to chew on everything, and he totally destroys the toys. So I need to get him some, the toys he has, but he's such a good boy. He is such a good dog. Yeah, I think that's still too close. Oh, this should extend all the way out. I love him though. He's such a cutie. Fortunately, there's some other things I need to train him on, but they already taught him sit. My dad and my brothers. Or probably my dad. My dad probably taught him sit. So he knows sit. And he does really good in his kennel. Because like when I'm at work, he's gonna have to stay in the kennel all day. And he does really good in the kennel. He's already doing that with like my dad. Because my dad also works as a teacher, so he has a very similar schedule to me. I got like with my dog. Originally, he was peeing in the house, but after constantly taking him for a walk, he doesn't do it anymore. Yeah, okay, so Gonzo's used to having, his name's Gonzo. Gonzo's used to having a doggy door. I need to get a doggy door installed, but I also need to get the fence in my backyard fixed so that he can actually roam around out there. Because it's been blown over and broken for like 2 years. I'm never in the backyard. Once I get that, I'm pretty sure he'll be fine. Oh my God, funny story today. So, Gonzo is a bigger dog. He's bigger than any dog I've ever had. I'm used to having Chihuahuas. And so he has massive poops. And so earlier we were sitting in the living room, my dad and the dog and I, and I'm like, then I was like, something smells bad. We thought he farted at first, and I was like, it smelled so bad. I was like, there's no way that's him farting. And I was like, he pooped somewhere. Like, he pooped somewhere in the house. And we couldn't find it at first because I was kind of frantically looking, not really looking. So my dad goes to take him outside. And then I stop, and then I look over. And in the kitchen, there's a massive pile of poop. And it smelled so bad, guys. I threw up. Like, I ran to the bathroom and I puked. I puked my lungs out. I puked my lunch from the day. Because of how bad it smelled. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So I'm definitely going to have to get him whenever I start getting him outside, like with the doggy door and stuff. I'm going to hire a company. I'm going to hire someone, and they can pick up the poop in the yard. I am not going to do it. I also need to I need to see about getting his teeth cleaned. Because he's going to need a teeth cleaning soon. Huh? It's I. Welcome in. I am doing the one thing I did not want to do, and that was draw a background, but here we are. Okay. I don't have to draw much of the background, which is good. How you doing tonight, I gotta redraw the bed, though. Crumbs from carnal lust, which is so uninsatiable. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, I'm going to edit this. Oops. Okay. Open image in new tab. I need to see this. That is much better. Okay, okay. All right, all right, all right, all right. Oh, wait a minute. Hell yeah. Oh, guys, 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 guys. I ordered. This is a fairly new thing I literally discovered today. It was the coolest thing ever. One second. I'm going to show you guys. All right. What am I looking for? Oh, that's right. Excuse me. So I ordered this model kit. One second. Of Penny Parker. What are you capturing? Am I tripping? Oh, that's why. All right, I'm going to show you this really quick. The hell? Am I stupid? I don't know why this isn't working. One second. Dude, what the hell just happened? Am I stupid? That was fucking weird. All right, there we go. All right, I'm just gonna show you this really quick. All right, I'm getting this, I am getting this Penny Parker Blockies model kit. It is very cool. I am so excited. It looks really cool. I cannot wait. The one downside is I would have to paint the Penny Parker that comes with her, because the model itself is Spider, but her mech, but one second. I don't know if I'm gonna paint her. I'm too scared of messing it up. But yes, that is what I ordered today. I cannot wait for it to come and get and be delivered. Ya ni quiero compartir toda linda para querudamente. I may be stupid. I understand now. Hello, welcome in. What the hell? What the hell? There we go. We are finishing up this drawing of mine. I'm fixing it too. How are you tonight? I saw you were streaming Dragon Ball game last night. I was lurking. Is that a fighting game? Is that what it was? That what it was? I'm going to fix this. Yeah, fighting game. Oh, you saw me get beat up. Nice. That's okay. Is it your birthday today or on the 23rd? My birthday is actually the 25th, but I will be celebrating with friends on the 23rd. I will not be able to stream on my birthday because I already have plans. IRL plans. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm excited for gaming next week. It'll be very fun. Why does that look funny? Oh well. Okay. You know what I can do? You know what I can do, guys? Watch, 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 watch. Okay. And watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this. Boom. Bop. Bam, bop. Boop, bop. Pow. I hate drawing in perspective. I'm so bad at it. I lied. I'm actually pretty okay at it. I don't give myself enough credit. Drawing in perspective sucks, though. But it does make it look better. Ooh. Adjust. So tonight I might just play. There's this visual novel I've been playing that actually I've played several times. It's a very good game. We could start a new run. I feel like we could start a new run on that. I'll explain the game later. It's actually a very wholesome game. I love it. I like cried the first time I played it. Where are the shapes? Is it this? This? Yes. Curve. Oh, what the hell? What the hell? Oh, wait, I'm stupid. I'm stupid. I'm stupid. I don't know how to use this fucking tool, guys. I don't like that. I don't know how to use this. Oh, straight line. No. What the fuck? How do I use this? Guys, I don't know what I'm doing. Hello? Am I stupid? I may be stupid. I am not going to use... I'm not going to use the arc tool. I'm never going to learn how to use it properly. You know what sucks for me is Clip Studio Paint 3... or 4, but I'm on Clip Studio Paint 4. Clip Studio Paint 5, which you have to pay for if you want to update, or if you get the subscription, you get the eternal subscription for it. They finally are adding snap shapes. So like if I did this and like held it, it would make a shape like it does in Procreate, which is like the one thing I think Procreate has over Clip Studio Paint. making shapes in this, in my humble opinion, is so confusing for no reason. Why is it at 0? Oh, wait, no. Okay, how am I going to do this? Let's extend the drawing. Why is this so... Okay. It's just sensitive. Oh, okay, nope. Almost. Good enough. What is this? Fuck. Oh my god. There we go. Got it. I think it kind of looks okay. You know, the easiest thing to do would be drawing this as a vector layer. I don't know how to use vectors anymore. When I drew in not Clip Studio, at Paint Tool Sai, I knew how to use vectors pretty well. I've lost it. I've lost the touch. Oh my gosh, guys. My dad, for my birthday, he got me my favorite Transformer that apparently pre-orders sold out like instantly. But he found one in store because it was a Target exclusive. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I have 4 hot rods, including my Pop Funko. And it makes me happy because I love Transformers and hot rod's my favorite. The way that you look. You know, the bed looks funky. It's okay. I think that looks a little better. Okay, we got to draw the background, though. My favorite was Didn't know I came in action figures. Oh. Yes, Hot Rod is my my favorite Transformer. He, I believe he made his first appearance in the Transformers the movie from the 80s. My favorite was Bumblebee. Hell yeah, Bumblebee's a good pick. My favorites, my number one favorite is Hot Rod. And a couple other of my favorite Autobots are Wheeljack. Wheeljack's pretty cool. Jazz. Who else from the Autobots? Bumblebee. RC. I love RC. Those are like some of my favorite Autobots. My favorite Decepticons. I really like Soundwave. Soundwave's my favorite Decepticon. I think he's the coolest. Decepticon superior, Autobots inferior. The internet ruined RC for me. I'm sorry, man. She's the coolest. Also, she was like one of the few like girl Transformers. Back in the day, she was like one of the only ones not the only one, but like the main ones. Because there's like Alita, and I cannot remember the rest of her squad, her crew. But there's Alita 1, and then there was 2 others, if I remember correctly. Brother. I really like, and oh yeah, Starscream is another one of my favorites. I forgot. I can't believe I forgot Starscream. People kind of hate on him, but I think he has. I like him. I think he's a cool flying jet, as annoying as he is sometimes. I do like Starscream. Actually, one of the Transformers I have in my display case is Starscream from the Transformers the movie, from the 80s. That's like my favorite Transformers movie. And because in the movie, if you've never seen it, there's a part where, you know, Megatron, quote, dies. He gets saved by Unicron, and he's reborn as Galvatron. And Starscream, being the little punk he is, you know, he's been always trying to, like, overthrow... Damn it, I just did the wrong size on all of these pieces. Megatron, so he could be the leader of the Decepticons, because he's a little punk. But, so he has this, like, coronation scene where he, like... He's like, you need to crown me. I am your new leader. Blah, blah, blah. And, you know, the Decepticons just roll with it. And then he wears this cape and this crown. And the Transformer toy I have comes with... It's really cool, actually. The cape is really cool. A cape and the crown that he wears. And it's a really cool Transformer toy. And then I have... Grimlock. My dad got me a lot of my Transformers. My Grimlock. Grimlock's my favorite one. I forgot Grimlock, guys. Oh my god, how could I forget Grimlock? Grimlock is up there with Hot Rod, with one of my favorite Autobots. I just really like the Dinobots in general, but Grimlock's my favorite. And Swoop, the pterodactyl or the pteranodon. He's very cool. Grimlock. And so I have another Transformer my dad got me for Christmas, and it's Grimlock with Wheelie, who is another character from the movie, from the 80s, the animated movie. And Jazz. I can't remember if I said Jazz. I think I said Jazz. Jazz is another one of my favorites. Wheeljack's really cool. RC's cool. I need to watch Transformers Prime. I've heard Transformers Prime is actually really good. And to read the comics. I was told I need to... When I went... Because I went and got the... this was a while ago. Like a couple months ago, maybe. I got the Transformer Lego set of Soundwave. Because I already have... I have B and Optimus already. I was talking to the guy at the counter who was checking me out and bagging my stuff. And he's like, you know, we're talking about Transformers. He's like, oh, yeah, you should really read the comics. They're really good. And I was like, oh, shoot, I guess I'm going to have to read the comics. And I'm excited to because... Hold up. I need to actually do it. But... because I heard he told me they're really good. Son, so they can watch all the things you do. Because the drugs never work, they're gonna give you a smirk. Okay, I think I may have fucked this up. What the fuck? They said no teenagers scared the living shit out of me. They could kill us as long as I wanna bleed. This is at the wrong angle. I'm gonna have to fix this. They said now teenagers scare the living shit out of me. They could kill us as long as I wanna bleed. I just realized. Okay, so what happened was I realized this is looking funny right here, these posts. And actually, I think I just need to fix the post. I don't think I need to fix the background. The angles of the squares. Okay, so if you're gonna draw in perspective, you gotta make sure everything's in the right angles. Like this bed here, these posts of the bed frame, the angles of these, the sides of this are not lining up with the angle of I put over here in the background, so I need to fix it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take this, we're going to copy it. That was wrong. I need to be on this layer. Yes, they need to be parallel, so I'm going to fix that really quick. So what I like to do is whenever something needs to be in perspective and I need them to be parallel and like the same angle, I just take a piece of something that's already in perspective the way I want it, and then I copy it, and then I drag it and paste it. Like that. Okay, so where are these posts? They are on this layer. Okay, I need to label these. What's this? This is the background. What the hell? What the hell? And then, what are you? That's the new layer. These are the old posts. That's the headboard. So we'll make that the headboard. And there we go. I can actually see now. Okay, let's duplicate you. Hello? Yeah, that was weird. Hello? Duplicate. Okay. And then we're going to line these up a little better. And then let's merge those together. And let's do that. Okay, this needs to... Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do one more layer. We'll merge them here in a second. But I want to duplicate that one so they're the same angle. And then merge those. And then we can erase this. What the hell? Am I stupid? Why am I on that one? My insides all turn to ash. Okay, now we got our square. Square! I don't know why I did that. Black winter build away. Let's erase this square. Actually, I know why I said that. It's because of SpongeBob. What the hell? What the hell? Is it this? There it is. Okay. All right. Now that we have that, let's put this back at normal opacity. All right. That angle looks much better. So let's fix the other side. What we're going to do is we're going to merge this, and then we're going to merge you with erase this madness. I don't know what layer that's from. Am I dumb? It's from you. We're going to erase these guys. I don't know what that... Oh, that's the U. I want you. Let's duplicate. Okay, and then let's do that. Valentine's Day. Oh, you know what I need to do? You know what I need to do? Wait. Before we do that, what we should do... We have an easier way to do this, guys. Okay, so I need to make sure that these are like the same height when at the same angle. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a long line from over here so we can connect. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, but... Oh. Duplicate. Well, there goes my stylus. One second. My model's about to go crazy mode here in a second because it's going to lose my face. Ooh. All right, I've returned. Chin in my throat. I try to smile, but it's suffocating though. But here with you, I can finally breathe. You say you're no good, but you're good for me. I've been hoping to change now, but if you're not by my side, why does it feel right every time I let you in? Feel like I can tell you anything. See, now you see why I hate drawing in perspective. There's so much. I said I'm not the only one. Why don't we both try? We can't fix it if we never face it. What if we find a way to escape it? We could be free. We can't fix it if we never face it. Let the past be the past till it's weightless. Oh, if time goes by, I lose perspective. Hope only hurts. But you're breaking up the things with me that I thought that nobody could. Waking up all these parts of me that I thought were buried for good. You're an imposter on this month. Imposter? I'm sorry. I trust it, but I want it. Why does it feel like? Why does it feel like? Alright, Now I gotta fix the headboard. Ah, it's time. He a cheeky mofo. I love him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, it's time for an ad. We'll do a 3-minute break really quick. So we'll do a BRB, and then we'll be right back. Make sure you get a drink. Make sure you get, get a snack. Make sure you're eating, and we will be back in a couple minutes. All right, see you in a bit. Hello, gamers. We're back. I need to... There's one thing I got to do. The mummy dust. Okay, sorry. All right, let's get done with this. Okay, so the next step is we got to fix this headboard. It doesn't look right. If I was lazy, I would leave it, but I am better than that. I am better. I see, I see. Oh, I see what I did wrong. Okay, so right now I have the headboard going like into nothing. It needs to... I know it. Okay, I know why it looks wrong. Underneath the moonlight. Hope you guys had a good break. We are back. And we're gonna fix this headboard because it just looks funny because it's like disappearing behind this when it shouldn't be. It should be... Okay, let's fix this though. You know what I should have done? Erase this mess. And there we go. Let's see. What the hell? What the hell going on over here? Oh, I know. Our ancient countess was refused. She'd peasant virgins killed. Oh, shit. All right. Okay, it looks better, but I still need to fix it. Right, I think I know what's going on. It's this angle. I had to get out of alone and figure it out on my own. There we go. I can't stop me, can't break. Ah, no, it still looks funky. Okay, I see. I think I know what I need to do. What am I doing? Am I stupid? Wait a minute. I am stupid. It's fine. Sometimes I do that. Okay, I think I just need to redraw this. What the hell? Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Person friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. It's okay. I have a plan. There we go. Hood, I'm a black knight. I know you heard of my last fight, because I win over and over again. Please tell me. Motherfucker. I just on the wrong layer. It's okay. We can fix this. We can salvage this. This, okay, yes, it is very salvageable. I just fixed it. All right, that is all good. We got it. I ain't got no time to be hanging around nobody trying to figure out if they're good or evil. I'm fighting your crime, saving their lives one at a time. I'm killing around to do it for the people. I'm Peter Parker, effects with a bag full of tricks. My boy, you better choose us. I may last a bottle bullet, bullet as a war. I could promise you I will not lose this time. This is the credit song from Into the Spider-Verse. Very good. I loved this credit scene and this song with it. Nice, better watch your tone. Gotta go hard. Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold up. Never mind. It's right there. I can be a you know what addiction. There's no one here that I want non-fiction. Na 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 na. Na na na. Na na na. HOTTOTO. Snap and clap and touch your toes. Body roll. Hot like hot to go. Damn, guys, you know what? There is another thing we got to draw in perspective. We're gonna HOTTOGO. Yeah, okay. It's a carpet, so we're gonna draw this little. We're gonna copy this line over here because there's a rug in this bedroom. My ceiling, but it hurts my feelings. And with it. Damn hot minute, baby, don't you like this beat? Na na na. Na 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 na. Na na na. Okay. HOTTOGO. You can take me hard to go. You know what, gamers? I think I want to fix this bed. What's it take to get your number? Hurry up, it's time for supper. Hurry up, I'm hard to go. Hurry up, it's time for supper. Order up, I'm hard to go. Hot to go. We're going to thicken this mattress and lower the frame of the bed just a little bit. Because it still looks funny to me. It looks too high. It's a very thin mattress, so I think we need to lower this. Oh, that's why. Bam, 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 bam. Wishing you well. Okay, we're going to erase this. Because I don't think it matches the angle I drew up on the bed frame posts. So we're going to to me, my love. No. I love drawing in perspective. I love it. It's my favorite thing. Hello? There we go. Oh, man. What am I going to do tomorrow? That's the real question. Tomorrow, I don't have to go to work. I don't have to do much of anything, really. I might do a whole lot of nothing. I could go shopping. I've got to go shopping for clothes. Because with my new job next year, I think I'm going to have to have slightly different clothes. I hear my doggy. Okay. And then let's do... Oh, you know what? We're going to have to borrow one of these fucking lines over here. And then this is going to be... Okay, this mattress still looks fucky. Oh, I'm falling in love. No, falling in love again. Oops, 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 oops. Okay. Let's see. Fuck. Lost in the labyrinth. Okay, this looks a lot better than it did before. All right, that I am pleased with that. Oh, I'm falling in love. There we go. Okay, the bed is fixed. Although the thickness of some of these lines need to be fixed now. Like, her skin is... Okay, let's fix some aluminum. Actually, you know what I can do? You know what I can do? We're going to do this. Not that much. We do not need that much. You're shitting me. You're shitting me. I can't do it by any less than that? That's crazy. Can I go less? Bro. Well, can't do that. I'm gonna have to do it manually. I don't want to listen to this. I don't know why this is still in this playlist. I usually don't listen. That's the one Ghost song I don't like to listen to. There we go. Okay, let's fix her hair right here. Okay, let's fix. Yeah, let's fix that. Okay, let's fix this bed coloring. The moon is full and shines an evil. Okay, that's fixed. That's fixed. Okay, let's do. Okay, I gotta think about how I'm gonna draw the insides of this background. Because I want to make this look like it's like 3D. I gotta remember how I'm gonna do that. Well, I could just make another like rectangle on the inside that's a little smaller. Excuse me. Up from the stinking dirt she rises. Yes, we can work with this. Pickle, pickle. Digga digga doo. Kickle, kickle. Digga doo. Chickle, chickle. Chickle, chickle, chickle. It's coming along absolutely great. Thank you. Spending time on the perspective really helped, even as much as I hated it. It's definitely helping. Well, hold up. Let's delete you. What we should do. Black light guides you. Let's duplicate you. Make you smaller. Fuck it, we ball. Fuck it, we ball. Let's undo that. And then, guys, remember, we could take the long line. What the hell? Oh, that's why. Take the long line, copy it. And we line this up. Perfect. Okay, I got to erase. Hello. You know, I could have been lazy. I decided not to be lazy. Wipe, wipe, wipe. We winning, we winning, we winning. Way. Time of the day, let's. Okay, okay, we are cooking now. Okay, wait, wait. Okay, we're gonna start merging layers, otherwise I'm gonna get confused. There we go. And then let's take that. Oh my god, I cannot see. Ah! Comprendo. Solo tienes que vivir. Nueva yo, si te quieres. Ay, 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 ay. Viajero. All right, we don't need that. We don't need that line. Thank God. Okay. We're cooking. Excuse me. All right, let's. Let's switch to gaming mode now. Oh, guys, I gotta push save. James Bond.
Listen.
Thank you. Right when I hit it. I almost forgot. We did a lot of work on the perspective, but I think it looks a lot better than it did when I started. So we call that a win. Let's switch to gaming. All right. Hold up. I gotta change. Okay, we gotta turn off the music for this though, because there's like background music for this game. All right, we should make our own character. We should start a new run of this game, even if I don't end up streaming it again. Oh, you know what I need to do first though? Games. Where's my games folder? Desktop. I love this song. It goes hard. Where are you? Oh. O's. The O's are right here. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's change this. Oh, it's not loaded yet. It's loading. So the game we're going to play today is called Our Life. It's a free visual novel. There's DLC. I paid for it. I didn't get all the DLC, but I did get most of it. There's only one I didn't get. It's a very good game. Very wholesome. 1 second. Let me turn off the music. Sorry, Ghost. Love you. Okay, and then 1 second. The hell? What the hell? What the heck is this doing? It's only capturing like a literal corner of the screen. Why is it doing that? I don't know why this isn't working. Oh my god. Okay, I guess it's not gonna work. We'll just have to... There we go. We'll just stick with that. Let's rename you. All right, so this game is a very wholesome game. So it's about you. We're gonna make a new file. We gotta come up with a name. But you pretty much grow up with this kid. Would you like gameplay? No, I know how to play this game. This ain't my first rodeo. So we play as, this is new. This is not new. This is actually a fairly old game. Well, not really. It's a couple years old. I've been playing this game. Oh, actually, it's more than a couple years old, actually, because I was playing this back when I was living with my mom, which was like a long time ago. Like at least 5 years, maybe. Maybe a little less than that. But this is a visual novel where you get to play as a character. You get to make your own character. And you don't get to see the character, but they describe your character. And you grow up with this kid named Cove, and it's kind of like it's a game about like growing up, and you can either romance him or you can, you know, just be friends. And it's a very wholesome, like really customizable game. So we're gonna make our own character. We're a kid. We're starting out as kids. We're literally like 8 years old. Chubby, pointed, oval, peach, square. Should our kid be... The last girl I played, she was a chubby kid. And we're gonna stick with the girl because, like, as you can see, you can play any gender. You can make them trans. You can do like whatever. It's pretty fun. Like in this, I can like be a girl, and then if I'm like, oh, my character is gonna be trans, so then later they change their gender. You can change them. You can change it every like step. That's what they call it. Like, so this is step 1. So step 1 is we're 8 years old. The next time we're like preteens, I think, or teenagers, and then step 3 is your young adult, and then step 4, I believe, is the DLC, the wedding DLC you can have with Cove. It's pretty good. Yeah, I like this game a lot. I've been playing it a lot more lately. Alright, so we got round, chubby, pointed, oval, peach, square, round. Let's make her have a round face. And we're gonna make her have, Jesus Christ, white as a sheet. So the character I'm playing as right now has olive skin. Let's make her have brown skin. We need like a little kid hair. That one is hella cute. Wait, what's beaded number 1? Oh, that one? I like beaded too. It's super cute. I used to wear my hair like that. Alright, we got round, 2. Oh, eyelashes, no eyelashes. Let's stick with round. Now, our character customization is, at the end of the day, pretty inconsequential. It's just for fun. This one doesn't really have, like, your choices do kind of matter, but it's not like a Telltale game where, like, you make one wrong decision and, like, your whole run is ruined. It's very much, you kind of just go with the flow of the story, and you can, like, it's more for immersion than anything. Okay, so they got green. My current character that I've been playing as has red eyes. I kind of like the purple. What do we think, fellas? No. I kind of like it like that. We'll just keep it like that. All right. The default name is Jamie. There's so many names. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Shakira? Omar. There's a lot of, oh my God. I didn't realize how many names they had in this. I bet you my name's not here. My name's not here. I don't know what I expected. It's fine. Beach. Audrey, Atticus, Athena. That's a cute. Astrid. That's like my favorite name. Astrid. Asher. It's like the most trans man name ever. I mean that respectfully. Annika. Belen. Baloo. Bobby. Bonnie. Boyd. Brayden. Brianna. Brian. These are the voiced names, so like you don't have to choose these names. You can write in your own name, but if you want him to like voice act like your name, like sometimes in the game, then you gotta choose one of these ones. Celestia, like My Little Pony. Chantal, that's a cute name, Chantal. Charmaine, Chell, like Portal. Eden, Eddie, Dwayne, Dorothy, Diana, Diamond, Dexter, Devin, Destiny, Desiree, I like that name. Jeremy, more like Jeremy. Felicia. Is Luna there too? Hey, actually, let's see. Let's see if Luna is a name that we can pick. It's not. That's like... Oh, never mind. It's right there. So we got Celestia. We got Luna. Well, Luna's the name of my Fire Emblem character. I'm not going to do that. Haru. Merlin. We got to come up with a good name. Lilith. Lillian. Libby. Okay, Janice. So many options. I have a student named Jasper. Haru, Hazel. I don't know how to even know how to pronounce Heloise. Hime. No, I feel like those are Japanese names. Iris. I like that name. Gosh, there's so many options. Margaret. Is there a Margot? Mariposa. Like a butterfly. That's kind of crazy. Not crazy. That's kind of cool, actually. Ivy. Caden. There's like 5 billion different ways to spell Caden. Kai. That's another trans man name. Lysander. Luke. Lucy. I have a character that I made in this. Her name's Lucy. Ooh, Remy. That's a cute name. Let's see, Nathaniel and Nessie. I want like a Nikki. Rainbow. That's crazy.
Runa Lucian.
That's a really cute name.
Rainbow. Rainy. Robin.
I think I had a Robin on one of... I've played this on my laptop. I played this game a lot. How many hours do I have in this game? Wait, I forgot to change it. I forgot to change the category. Polly, Phoenix, Phoebe.
Philip.
Oh, we're not Philip. Okay. Patricia!
Patricia.
Paige. Ray. That's a
Ray Ray.
Rebecca, Reed, Ray, Raina.
Remy.
Remy's a cute name. I like Remy. Rika. Oh my god, triggered. Triggered. Anyone else play Mystic Messenger? Fuck Rika. She could die in a hole.
Riona. Risa.
Riza.
Riza.
Robin, Rory, Rosa, Rose, Rosetta, Rosie, Rowan. I had another character named Rowan too. Sienna. My Shayla. That's actually
Shayla.
kind of like that name. Man, it feels like it's like I'm naming it. I'm literally naming a kid, but like, I'm so bad at picking names. Salem.
Salem.
I have a D&D character who has a raven, and then I named him Salem. Let's see.
Sinead.
Sinead.
Siobhan.
There's a lot of like, not Welsh, like, I don't know if they're Irish, Scottish, like, I think I have a Scottish name that I chose. I didn't know what it was. I just liked how it looked. Aifa.
Soleil.
Soleil, actually, I kind of like that name.
Sora.
What if we named ourselves Sora? Tara? It's Terry. There's already a Terry in the game. I'm not gonna name myself Terry. Undyne?
Undyne.
No way. What is this? Undertale?
Vera.
Vera.
Violette.
Violette. That's one way to pronounce it, I guess.
Vivian.
Ooh, Vivian. Or we can go Vivi.
Vivi.
I kind of like Vivi. Like Final Fantasy.
Vivi.
Let's do Vivi. Her real name's Vivian, but we're gonna have her be Vivi. Okay, we gotta come up with a last name though, guys. Terry Crews. No, yeah, there's a character in this game later, like way late in the game. You don't meet her until after when you're like when you've graduated high school in the game. Her name's Terry. Vivi. What should our last name be? What if we did... Wait. Let's do, I kind of do Carmichael. Vivian Carmichael. That sounds like a good name. All right. Oh, we're gonna go she. She's so cute. Oh, it's ad time. Come on. We're gonna give her a little beauty mark. Nah, she doesn't have any scars. She's gonna be a tiny girl. We're gonna be a tiny girl. Let's give her rectangle glasses. Actually, no, I don't want any glasses. All right, it is ad time, so I'm gonna run ads really quick, and we'll be back in 3 minutes. We'll go to the BRB screen so you won't miss anything, and I shall be back in a bit. See ya. What's up? Jesus fucking Christ. Alright, so we're gonna keep playing. Alright, next. So, in the game, there'll be sometimes where it like describes your character. So, like I said, what we put here is kind of inconsequential. It's more for immersion and to feel comfortable with like your character, or what you think your character would be comfortable with. For example, like clothing type. My girl, she'll wear anything. Welcome back, buddy. Thanks. Scars. I don't think we're gonna give her any scars yet. I feel like when she gets a little older, maybe she'll have like a scar on her leg or something from like falling on the concrete or something. She doesn't have freckles. Let's give her an... Okay, this girl is slowly looking more and more like me, IRL, like how I was when I was a kid. So fuck it, we ball. Let's give her... She'll have a birthmark on her chest and her arm, because I also have a birthmark on my dead center of my rib cage and my arm. And then let's have her... She likes to wear necklaces and bracelets. And we're done. Alright, now we start. Summer in Sunset Bird was a special time of year. Your usually sleepy town began to bustle. I almost read that wrong. It was a popular tourist destination with people coming from all over to enjoy the beach, the weather, and the relaxation that came with both. The smell of the ocean, crisp and salty, hung in the air, bringing 3 whole months of schoolless vacation with it. During the summer, your moms didn't like you to wander too far outside your neighborhood, so you knew the area pretty well. That included the people. Families came and went from Sunset Bird, but they mostly stayed and did what your mom called putting down roots. They built businesses, they got to know each other, and they definitely said hello to the nice young kids who waved when passing their stores. Going for a walk around town mostly meant that the familiar, friendly residents waved or asked how your family was, or most often just said hello. Okay, so this is where we can kind of customize like how our character acts. So you didn't really get why they always had to say hi. They saw you every day, but you nodded back at them anyway. You ended up saying hi to a lot of different people since most of the tourists that came and went every summer were the same ones. You were too anxious to say hi back to most of the other residents that greeted you, but they all knew you well enough to expect that. Let's see. What kind of personality should we give this gal when she's a kid? Usually I play like a shy character. I think we should play a more outgoing character this time. We're gonna make her a little more outgoing. You enjoyed learning all about where they were visiting from and hoped to visit those places one day too. But today there was a man sitting on the curb outside your house. He was sitting with his head in his hands, his whole body slumped over. One second, I'm gonna stand up and I gotta fix my blanket. Okay. He was sitting with his head in his hands, and you wondered if he was even a real person or a statue that had magically sprung up from the ground overnight. Whoever, or whatever he was, you had never seen it before. One thing about knowing everyone in Sunset Bird was that people who you didn't recognize really stood out. It was rare for tourists to venture into the residential district, as your moms called it. So for you, not knowing who a total stranger was set off a lot of red flags. Your moms had talked with you and your big sister Lizzie about this kind of situation before. You hadn't exactly been listening at the time. You think it could be okay to talk to new people. They mentioned that some people aren't good to talk to, but the other types of people can help you even if you don't know them. Remember that it's okay to run away if you feel uncomfortable. You don't have to worry about being polite then. Oh no. What if, okay, we're like an 8-year-old child, so I think it'd be funny if we just like didn't catch what they said. But you weren't sure about this man yet. Still, you felt a bit scared knowing that he was blocking the way to your front door. You were pretty interested. You wanted to know more about what was going on. Whether he was nice or not, you didn't want to be bothered. We're just gonna walk right up to him. You slow down, your eyes remaining fixed on the man. There was a split second where your eyes met and you knew he was aware he wasn't alone in the street anymore. Hey! You raise your eyebrows at the shout. Did he want something? Is that why he was here? I forgot to turn that off. The man stood up and started to make his way toward you. Not wanting to seem too approachable, you folded your arms and stared. Still unsure about him, but willing to be friendly, you offered the stranger a smile. Your whole body was frozen in place as he approached. The man gives a grin of his own back. Do you live around here? What's your name? You looked at the man up and down, taking in his tan skin and relaxed appearance. At least his clothes were relaxed. The way he was acting wasn't. He had sharks on his shorts and a stingray tattoo, and you wondered if he was obsessed with the ocean or something. While you made your assessment, he looked at you expectantly, waiting for an answer to his question. Okay, she wasn't listening to the lecture, so she's just gonna tell him. Great, nice to meet you, Vivi. He gave you a broad smile, really settling on his face. Oh, I forgot. That's how this game starts. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a clean $20 bill. It crinkled in his hand as he held it up to you. Even more confused than before, you looked back at him. Well, could you do me a favor? Nothing bad, sorry. I should have... Let me start over. From where you were standing, it just made him look creepier. I have a son. His name is Cove. He was about your age. Cove. That seems like a strange name for an actual living person to you. You chewed on the inside of your cheek. This guy was definitely obsessed with water. You thought that was pretty cool. I mean, that's pretty cool. You never met anyone with that name. We moved in across the street, see? He gestured toward the house that had been empty for a year, his watch catching the late afternoon sunlight and reflecting off the walls. Oops. The gigantic for sale sign was finally gone. You must be Vivi Carmichael, right? I met your moms earlier, and they told me you were 8, just like him, so... He shook the $20 bill to bring it back to your attention, a hopeful smile tilting at his lips at the corners. Can you try to be friends with the boy? Just give it a chance, and you can keep this. He's a good kid. You'll like him.
Do you mind?
But you gotta keep it a secret, too, okay? It wouldn't be friendly to say his dad sent you. You felt kind of felt sorry for Cove. You eyed the man. Did other kids really get their parents to pay for friendships? What could be so bad about this Cove kid that his dad would need to bribe strangers to be friends with him? What do you say? Want to make a deal? Okay, normally I say no, but we're gonna take the bill this time because this girl's a little more outgoing, we're gonna say, and she doesn't care. She wants the money. You carefully plucked the bill from his outstretched hand, grinning at the thoughts of what you could do with that much cash. All the sweets you could ever want. You could buy a ticket for the newest movie at the cinema. There was a cute stuffed animal you had seen in a store in town. It cost a few dollars to set up a library card. With this, you could pay for it yourself instead of having your moms do it. Ooh, library card. That's pretty fun. You enjoyed reading a lot of different books. You could get everyone. You can get everyone you liked now. Ooh, speaking of, I haven't been to the library in a hot second. That was just a start, you thought. The sky was the limit with that kind of amount. The man smiled at you, his eyes crinkling at the sides as he did. Great, that's great. I'll bring him by tomorrow. Oops. I'll bring him by tomorrow. I wanted him to meet and greet with the neighbors today, but, well, I don't know where he's gotten off to. He laughed when he said that, but with the way his face looked, you thought he actually wanted to cry. If you see him, can you tell him to come on home? He's got a pink cast and glasses. You can't miss it. Can I keep this either way? He chuckled at you and rested his hand on his hips. You sure can. Okay, this dude is a doozy. He's kind of funny, honestly. A little bit of a weirdo in sometimes. Not like in that sense. He's just a little strange. That's all. The man smiled and reached out to pat you on the head. Paused before doing so, then pulled his hand away and said, Your mom's already checking around for me. Such a thoughtful group you are. Now I better go look too. Can't put everyone else to work while I keep sitting here. I thought he might come back, and that's not what's important. I have to go. Thanks again, Vivi, so much. He jogged off down the street without another word. You know, the beginning of this game is crazy. Because, like, he's like, yeah, I'll pay a kid $20 to be friends with my son. That's not weird at all. You decided to check the hills behind your house. And suddenly it's dark. The chirping of crickets in the tall grass greeted you, quiet and familiar. From the top of the hill, you could see the ocean. As you walked, you listened to the crash of the waves on the shore and the seagulls squawking as they settled down for the night. You loved to hear the stories about the sea, but about the merfolk and the sea serpents you imagined living far beneath the waves. You didn't enjoy the beach that much, especially the sand, which got absolutely everywhere. You always loved the ocean. It was so much fun. Let's do this one. So you love to hear stories. Because our girl likes to read, so she's a very imaginative girl. Okay, these are dead batteries, I think. Sometimes you could almost convince yourself you had seen the flash of a shiny mermaid's tail in the distance. You took it in a deep breath. You wanted to try and relax, and couldn't. You weren't sure what, but something told you that you weren't alone, so you glanced around. That's my boy. It's Cove. There was a boy sitting at the top of one hill, almost completely hidden with long grass and white flowers surrounding him. His head was buried in his knees, staring ahead by himself. Wait. Oh, I was right. For whatever reason, probably just that he wasn't paying attention, he hadn't noticed you yet. You watched him a minute longer, feeling a little bit like you'd found a deer in the wild. Though deer didn't have pink casts. But this new boy did. You wondered how he got it. After a few more seconds, you took a step forward, then another. Is this a visual novel? It sure is. It's a really good one. I 10 out of 10 would recommend it to everyone. I love this one. After a few more seconds, you took a step forward, then another. Excuse me. And then he glanced your way. His aquamarine eyes reflected the light of the moon. You stopped, raising a hand to acknowledge him and show you weren't scary. Alright, she's pretty outgoing, so... Question, would you consider Dispatch a visual novel? No. However, the Persona games also get classified as visual novels, which I don't think they are. Danganronpa, I think, is also classified as a visual novel, which I can kind of get. But this is like the most visual novel gets. This style right here is where like you read a lot of the dialogue and there's static pictures usually, or maybe slightly animated pictures, and you have to make choices and decisions on like your dialogue and stuff. I wouldn't consider Dispatch a visual novel, but I guess I don't know how I would classify a visual novel. For me personally, visual novels are like, I think it has to involve a lot of reading. They can be voice acted. Because then there's a difference also between visual novel and like dating sims. Not all dating sims are visual novels. Not all visual novels are dating sims, but they do overlap. So there has to be a lot of writing. Like a lot of writing done. Because it's in the name. It's a visual novel. So like you're reading, but there's like visual elements to it and a little interactive elements to it. It's an interactive book, pretty much, or story. So I'm not sure. Personally, no, but I don't have any strong evidence as to why it shouldn't be considered a visual novel. I'd have to think more about that. About what like my definition of a visual novel is. With the start, he jumped to his feet, his hands balling and fists at his sides. Oh, he's such a cutie when he's a kid. He's such a cute little kid. He didn't say anything, just stared at you in a strange way. He'd been crying. There were traces of tears on his cheeks and his knees, soaking the hem of his shorts. And his eyes were still shining with a few more. You'd obviously caught him off guard. His pink cast seemed to glow in the twilight, though when he caught you staring at it, he hid his arm behind his back. Something the man earlier had said stuck to you. Cove? Ah! His eyes wide, he studied you. How'd you know that? You touched the money in your pocket, feeling it crinkle beneath your fingertips. I'm all-knowing. That's a lie. Tell the truth. Okay, your dad told me who you were.
Oh.
So, is this your hill? He gestured with his uninjured arm to the patch of grass surrounding you, his face falling at the prospect. I can leave if it is. You can't own a hill. Why not? How could you? You just do. I had a hill back home. Well, this still isn't mine. Oh. He's such an awkward little kid. He sat back down with a thump, resting his chin on his knees again. Curious about the strange new boy with the odd dad, you sat on the patch of grass next to him. The pure white flowers that covered the hill rocked back and forth gently as stars twinkled above. As the stars twinkled above, the way they dotted the sky made them seem like flowers too. The night wind was cool as it traveled over the ocean and up the hill, chasing away the heat from the afternoon sun. Oh, why'd your family move? A quiet hiccup escaped Cove as soon as you asked the question. Almost like they'd never stopped, his tears started up again with a vengeance. My parents. They don't want to live together with me anymore. Oh, it has nothing to do with you, though. Oh, guys, wait a minute. I need to do my Duolingo really quick. Before I forget and lose my streak. I'm on like a 700-day streak. And I need to take my watch off. It's making my wrist itch. Okay. 1 second. La fiesta es el sábado. Oh, el baile es el viernes. Ellos siempre van a cine lo viernes. They always
you're back.
Always go to the movies on Fridays. Hello, Linkoid. I'm doing my Duolingo really quick before I forget, because it's, if I don't get it done before midnight, I will lose my streak. Well, I won't. I've got some streak freezes. Oops. That's not Sunday. I just put Saturday instead. The bird. Yes, I know. Pedro, the party is not on Saturday. Tus camisas. Oh, no. Sus camisas. I'm practicing my español. La película es el domingo. Oops, I had it backwards. El concierto. El viernes. My boss works little on Thursday. Mi jefe trabaja poco los jueves. Yo no trabajo. Okay, one more. Two more. La película es el domingo. Enjoy your day, friend. This game looks like it's gonna... Oh, man. Gosh. Donde versión grande. Yeah. Hey, this game, it gets better. This game does get better. He has his ups and downs. He's also kind of a bratty kid at first, but honestly, it's really understandable because his parents literally got divorced. The tears fell fast, heavy over his flushed cheeks, sticking in his dark lashes. My mom made my dad leave, and he took me with him. And now we have a house here, and I want to go home. I shouldn't say bratty. He's very much acting out because of the situation he's in. He's a literal child. Yeah, this game, it'll make you a little depressed. It's actually a really wholesome game. It's a really wholesome game, actually. I like to play this game whenever I get stressed about life and I get sad, I play this game because it makes me happy. The outburst took you off guard. By the time he was done wailing, Cove's chest is heaving with exhaustion. He sniffled and removed his glasses, wiping at his eyes with the back of his hand before putting them back on again. Would you ever play Red Dead 2? That game broke me on the inside. I started it. I never finished it. I was a huge Red Dead 1 fan. Like, I replayed that game, like, several times. I loved the zombies mode. I loved everything about that game. And I never got to finish RDR2. I started it. It took way too long for it to come out, though. The hype died with me, personally at least, after they announced it, because it took them forever to release the game. So I never got around to playing it. We have it, though. My girlfriend has a copy of it. For PS4. So I gotta play it on my PS5. He sniffled and removed his glasses, wiping at his eyes with the back of his hand before he put them back on again. I hate this place. I want my real life back. I want my mom. Be gone, bot! Your dad seems kind of nice. He slipped his hands underneath his glasses and pressed his fingers against his eyelids. Cove wound himself up again for another long crying fit. Must be hard for Cove, living here without his mom, but at least he still had a parent who cared about him. But from way off in the distance, you heard your parents. Phoebe!
Cove?
Kids, where did you go? Cove looked at you, tears clinging to his cheeks. Don't tell them we're here.
I want to go home.
Oh, poor kid. I don't want to go back to the house. I want to go home. It will be okay. You were struck by a sudden need to reassure Cove. It's not going to be all fun, but isn't he your family too? Yeah, I guess. Then you can count on him when you really, really need him. You shot him a grin. He pushed yourself to your feet. Slowly, Cove stood up with you, still looking a little reluctant. His dad's voice rang out again. Cove, can you hear me? He looked toward the sound of his dad's voice, silent, then turned away while rubbing his not bandaged arm.
Sorry.
I still don't want to go. We're gonna try to convince him. Are you sure? You'd have to stay outside the whole night and sleep on wet grass. Before Cove could say anything else, you heard his dad's voice again, even closer than before. There you are, bud. The trio of parents appeared over the curve of the hill. Instantly, all their eyes landed on you, and they rushed over. Oh, I love the moms. The moms are so cool. Both of your moms were at your side in a split second, faces filled with worry. Vivi, you're here after all. We had been at the park to check for Cove, and then heard what happened earlier when you met the new neighbor. I thought you might have gone further away. Nah, we were just sitting in the grass. Thank God you're both fine. Were you two having fun out here? You looked over at Cove, who was wiggling against his dad's tight hug and pushing at his arms. Yes, I like him. He's good. I think I'm gonna marry him. What? That is the most wild thing to say. That is so out of pocket. We are not gonna say that. Or should we? You know, I don't think I've ever chosen this choice. Usually I think I go with yes, I like him, or shrugging. Okay, fine. We're gonna say it. Fuck it, we ball. I did say that this girl is a little more outgoing. You nodded, smiling slightly. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, damn. I thought I was gonna get more of a reaction. That's okay. I hope that comes up later. We're gonna get married. Me and Cove. Actually, I did get through a game where I did do the DLC. Because there's wedding DLC with him. Finally letting go of his squirming, scowling son, Cove's dad turned to the three of you.
That's a relief.
Thanks very much for finding him. I really don't know this neighborhood. Good thing Vivi knows this whole area so well. Absolutely. We should be getting home now. It's been a long day for us all. Say goodbye, Cove.
Bye.
Bye. He's such a sweet kid, though. Once he, like, grows up a little bit, like, once you get to, like, the next step, when you guys are, like, preteens, he's such a sweet kid. Two of them walked off into the darkness, heading toward the neighborhood. You watched Cove's bright pink cast until it disappeared. Tell you what, we'll have a proper play date tomorrow, okay? Your new friend's dad wanted to bring him by to see you and Lizzie. How does that sound? It sounds like words. Sure, can I show him my stuff? Of course. Then okay. Both of your moms laughed, the sounds overlapping into a warm familiar chorus. Oh god. Mommy put her arm around your shoulder and led you towards the path. Satisfied and more than a little ready to go to bed after your long, exciting day, you followed them home. Alright, this is how you feel towards Cove for the step. It can change in later steps. Nah, I think we're pretty direct, and we have a big old crush on him. Right off the bat, we're like heart eyes and blush. This is us right now. Right away when we met Cove, we're like, or should it be nervous? Relaxed. Nah, she's pretty direct. She's like, I'm gonna marry this guy. We're gonna make it happen. Yeah. Oh, I just got an achievement. I've never started this step with the crush level. Cause like you get to customize. It's not like a dating sim where you have to like get affinity points. You can kind of just customize your gameplay to how you think your character is gonna be. It's a very chill visual novel. The next morning, you finished your breakfast so fast that you nearly puked it back up again. Ah, oh man, I told you guys this earlier. I puked earlier. I puked up my lunch. Because of my dog. Your sister Lizzie had run out earlier to go play. But you'd stayed put. Today, just like your moms had promised, Cove was coming over to hang out. Excited to see your new friend again, Vivi? I can't wait to see him. You're going to get married. It made sense to be around each other. I've never gotten this this dialogue before.
How sweet.
Isn't that just the sweetest thing? I bet the two of them are going to be great playmates.
Okay.
With that said, are you done with your breakfast? I don't know. Am I? You're standing ominously in the doorway. Why are you doing that? Look, it's literally us.
Gay. Damn.
Okay, bye. Get out of here. You gestured down at the empty dish in front of you, raising your eyebrows dramatically.
Okay.
Okay, we see. Good job. He should be here soon. Cleanup began, and then, on cue, there was a knock. It was hesitant, like the person wasn't sure they were in the right place. Still loud, though. We need to get a more obvious doorbell. I know. Phoebe, could you get it? You practically leapt out of your chair on the way to the door. Hey, Carmichael family. Thanks for having us. Mr. Holden, as your moms have called him, and his son were here. Cove looked different in the bright lighting of your living room, and when he wasn't crying. His dad was standing in front of him, and Mom and Mommy behind you. You and Cove looked at each other. Pleased to see the interesting new boy again, you smiled at Cove. Cove returned it shyly. Twisted the threaded. Oh, so okay. This is one of those times where like your choices from like customizing your character kind of play into the dialogue or like the options you get. So I chose earlier that she wears bracelets and she wears necklaces. What kind of bracelet should we have? The threaded bracelet, like a friendship bracelet, or crystal bead bracelet, a flower bead bracelet, or a shell bracelet. That's kind of fun. Huh. I kind of want to do Shelb. Mom, we're gonna go play in my room. Your guest blinked but didn't protest.
Okay. Take care.
Let us know if you need anything, you two. Have fun, kids.
See you.
See you later, son. Play nice. Right. You led him to your room, puffing out your chest a little bit at the sight of your treasures. There were lots of stuffed animals, a cool bed, a window to look out. It was a great room. You hadn't had anyone to show it to in a while, but you were really proud of it. He leaned in a little closer to one of your drawings on the wall. I like this. I drew that. Cool. You smiled at him. You were proud of that particular piece of art, and you were glad he noticed it. You turned to look around the room a little more, studying the books on your desk and the pictures on the walls. We're glad for the company. It was nice to have someone new to play with. Then his eyes landed on the tiny box of beach things you'd collected, tucked away by your door. He took a step towards it before hesitating and pointing at it instead. What's that? Excuse me, a hoard of stuff I found at the beach.
Oh.
Do you have any driftwood in there? Dragging the box into the middle of the room, you and Cove flopped down next to it. Excuse me. I do, look. Oh, excuse me, hiccups. You gestured to the bottom. Or to a piece at the bottom, still covered with specks of sand.
Neat.
This is a good collection. You get the sense from the tone of his voice that he wasn't just saying it to be nice, or to be like Shiloh. He actually meant it. I forgot about Shiloh. Shiloh? He's friends with my older sister, and he's supposed to hang out here this afternoon. Do I have to see him? You don't have to do anything, but he's gonna be here. Anyway, I found this gigantic shell here stuck into an even bigger rock. You pulled out seashell after seashell, expanding where you'd gotten each one and holding them up against the light. There were big ones, small ones, pink, purple, and orange. Most of them you washed off in the bathroom sink when you brought them home, cleaning it off the sand. Over the past few years, you'd learned some of their scientific names. The collection was so huge and varied that you had lots of funny stories to tell for all of them. You Your voice faltered a bit, but you kept going as best as you could. Oh, no, she's outgoing. She's going to tell all the stories. Apparently fascinated either by the stories or by the shells themselves, Cove listened with what looked like a full force of his attention. Like when you almost got pinched by a hermit crab while searching for shells, and after watching him scuttle back into the ocean, you found another empty shell that was almost twin to his home. It was a new experience to be the center of such dedicated focus. For some reason, it was making your cheeks feel warm. You had never felt like this around someone before. It was kind of weird. Is it because I said I had a crush on him? I don't think it said that before. Wait. Look at this guy right here. Look at this guy. Is that a capybara or is that a sheep? What is it? It kind of looks like a capybara. But it's got like the fur, or the wool of a sheep. Kids, come down to the living room. You could tell the idea was making him unhappy, but Mommy wasn't giving you much of a chance to hang around. Cove hadn't been like this meeting you. You guessed it was because he thinks you found each other by accident, not that a parent made it happen. Mr. Holden must be right that telling Cove his dad was part of that would be a bad idea. Oh, there's a chance to tell him later, though. Before you knew it, you'd both been escorted downstairs, deposited in the living room, ready for Shiloh's visit. The two of you sat side by side on the floor in your home's entryway. I brought the box of shells. I want to keep looking at them. Okay, but be careful. I will. You weren't sure if you could trust someone else with your treasures yet. You stayed next to him while he opened the lid and peered inside. Cove reached in and pulled out a big orange shell. Oh. Like he hadn't spoken out aloud yet. He turned to you and held it up, his eyes shining. I think this one is the best of them. That's my favorite too. Cove smiled at you and you both admired the shell together. It was a giant conch with shades of dark and light orange. If you held it to your ear, you could practically hear the ocean. I found that one last summer when we went to the beach on a picnic. Man, do you know how lucky it is to find like full shells like that at the beach? Like really lucky. You have to go a lot, like really often. Because most of the time shells break down into like sand and finer particles, and it's really hard to find like full-size shells like that. Two of you were sitting on the floor looking through your collection of beach findings when the doorbell finally rang. Cove jumped, startled by the sound. Since the person hadn't knocked, he figured it was probably Shiloh. He knew where to look for that. Lizzie's friend? You nodded, but that didn't seem to make Cove feel better. It was already obvious that Cove didn't hide his feelings well. You could tell what he was thinking right away. This isn't a good idea. It's just Shiloh. And where would you even go? He's at our only door, and if you go upstairs, he'll find you. Cove glanced around, his eyes wide, finally paused with his gaze locked in the back of the house. I can go out the window. He was already walking towards it. Damn, he is desperate. Scrambling to think of something to say, you stepped forward, then paused. Excuse me. Do you want to break your other arm? Oh my god, no, we're gonna say it. Shiloh is the least scary person alive. Even I don't jump out of any of the windows here, and this is my house. The distance from the first floor living room window wasn't far, but you could tell it made Cove nervous anyway. He touched the cast on his arm. The wind had clearly released from his sails. I don't want to break any more bones. I don't think anyone wants to. Yeah. But I don't want to see him. I don't know him. Let's encourage him. He's not bad, really. Shiloh's gonna be more scared of you than you are of him. Okay. Shiloh poked his head into the living room. It was impossible to know for sure if he'd heard what you'd been saying or not, but you guessed that he had.
Hi.
Oh, he's such a cute little kid. Hi, Vivi. And hi, Cove. Cove shot you an uneasy glance. Hi. I'm Shiloh. It's nice to meet you. Yeah. You have a lot of freckles. Right, I do. What are you guys doing? We're looking at shells.
Can I do it too?
Awesome. Can I do it too? Cove shrugged, then looked back at your box of beach findings. What about that one? Where's Liz? Where's Lizzie? Where's our sister? I think they said she was at the park. The plan for the afternoon, at least as far as you were concerned, was to sit and look at the beach things from home. Some more. God, I don't know why I said that. You weren't really in the mood to do much of anything else, especially if Cove was having fun. This is a scallop shell I found last week. I kept it because it looks neat. It's a pretty color, kind of like my cast. The beautiful glittering pink did look a little bit like the wrap around his arm. Pink is a nice color. Okay.
Oh?
Is it your favorite? Not really. What is? Maybe green or blue. It might be yellow. Oh, those are all cool.
I guess.
I guess. I like those colors too. Awesome! Both of them smiled. Like usual, it didn't take long for Shiloh to get fidgety. Lizzie was his favorite. Without her around, Shiloh didn't seem to know what to do with himself. And Cove wasn't like your sister. He wasn't that much like you either. Is Lizzie coming back? Don't know. Aw. Where'd she go? I think she's at the beach, probably. Is she playing at her park? Cove's eyes lit up at the mention of the park, and he looked towards you. There's a park? Yep, but it's old. Can you show me? I want to go. He started getting up before you had even answered, and Shiloh jumped beside him with excitement. Really? You do too, right, Phoebe? The park is fun. Park is pretty great. Yeah, it's right at the beach, so there's lots of fun stuff to do and lots of sand. Has a jungle gym and a bunch of swings. That sounds like it could be cool. So, are we going to find Lizzie? I don't know. I never really wanted to see her. I just wanted to check out the park. Adrift without any direction, Shiloh finally turned to you. Okay. He perked up. Both boys wanted to go. It was only fair. After getting permission from your moms, the three of you were ready to head out. It was a short walk to the park. Lizzie had convinced your moms that it was so short she should always be allowed to walk there by herself. It's like I'm gonna get a drink. When you found her, she was hanging on the jungle gym, swinging back and forth. Hey, Lizzie. Her face lit up when she saw you, her big brown eyes going wide. Phoebe! Shiloh! Hi! She dropped to the ground and landed with a soft thud in the stand. In a split second, Shiloh had abandoned you two and scrambled over to stand by her. You were used to being left out when it was just the three of you, but now Cove was here. It was nice to have someone who stuck with you. I love her kid design. She's so cute. Who's that? It's Cove. He's new.
Hi.
I remember. Hi, Cove. Welcome to my park. Nobody ever comes to play here, so this is where we get together. She gestured widely with her arms as if to present the area to the newcomer. Without interrupting Lizzie's speech, Cove whispered in your ear, quiet enough that the others wouldn't overhear. I thought kids couldn't own places like parks or hills. Oh, he's funny. You couldn't help but laugh a tiny bit. While Lizzie continued talking, you took the chance to kick off your shoes and wriggle your toes to the warm sand. Nice, huh? In this neighborhood, I'm the one who comes up with the ideas. You are?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I am. Who else could handle the job? Lizzie is the oldest. By a lot. My mom said you're Phoebe's age. Yeah. Thought so. I'm still the only one in this group with double digits. What about other kids? Other kids? There aren't any. We're the only kids here, and Shiloh's just visiting from another place. Not even the tourists really bring their kids here. This is the land of ancients. Be careful that the oldies don't try to steal your youth.
Oh.
For a second, it looked like he might cry again. But something in his eyes shifted and he looked back at Lizzie. What kind of old people? Like moms and dads or grandparents? grandparents who don't have kids. They hate kids. Why? We haven't done anything. Stop saying stuff like that. You're gonna upset him. Only some of them don't like kids. Yeah, they're really bad. You interjected quickly, hoping Cove wouldn't start crying again. He sniffled, his forehead creasing with worry. Lizzie was staring Cove down. Lizzie was staring Cove down, but Cove wasn't even looking at her anymore. Excuse me. He didn't seem to care that she was there. He went into his own head. Shiloh was the next one to speak, completely unaware of the situation. I met Lizzie in Vivian's school. You'll see tons of kids there once summer's over. I don't want to go to no school. I don't want summer to end. Shiloh looked down at the dirt. He hasn't had much luck striking up conversations with Cove. I like summer vacation a lot too. All the building tension in the air suddenly vanished when Lizzie laughed. At Shiloh's discomfort at how weird she thought Cove was at something else entirely you didn't really know, but she laughed, face scrunching up.
Okay.
Welcome to Sunset Bird Cove. Take a seat, put up your feet, and get used to it. You offered him a small smile, and that at least looked to reassure him some. For the rest of summer, Cove was always there. You saw him more often than Shiloh, and on some days when she was in a bad mood or busy, you even saw him more than Lizzie. He became a staple of your everyday life, the way sun and lunch and the beach were. Looking back on it years later, you would realize that you had a tiny crush on him right away. One that had made you want to spend as much time with him as you did. Of course, that was only the start of things. Alright, so, in this game, we don't have to do all these. I tend to do most of these little stories because I think it unlocks the most dialogue options later. But, so these are all different, like, events you can do. You can't see the one behind my head. But this one is sleepover. This one over here that I'm hovering over behind my head. This one's runaway, because, oh, you'll see in a bit. Barbecue, ghost, library, shopping, grown-up, long day. Okay. So there's all these different events and, like, memories you can do. And then once we do the ones that we want, we can just do and summer ended. I usually try to do all of them because I think they're fun. But we'll see. So let's do... You would not believe your eyes if 10 million fire eyes lit up the world as I fell asleep. All right, tonight we're gonna catch fireflies. At this blunt declaration from your sister, you looked up from your macaroni and cheese dinner. Fireflies were a familiar sight over the summer, coming out on warm nights to dance to the sky. Tonight was particularly balmy. You knew there were bound to be a ton of them around. Oh, are you? Grin curved your lips as you started to eat a bit faster, excited for what was to come. It seemed like you were too excited, however, as you started to choke on your food from shoveling it down so quickly. Mommy reached over to pat you on the back, firmly helping you dislodge the noodles and enable you to breathe again. You took a big gulp of water from your glass, giving your moms a sheepish look. Who that? Okay, so this is our player character's sister, and this is our mom. Oops. That's a good idea, Lizzie. Can we miss Mrs. Carmichael? Shiloh tapped his fork against the table excitedly, his face lighting up as he looked at Lizzie. It was unusual for Shiloh to still be here. Like always, his mom had to bring him over really early in the morning before her job started. But normally, she would have picked him up by now. She called before dinner to let your moms know she'd be late. You didn't hear why, probably more work things. You thought maybe getting to hang out with Shiloh for longer is what made Lizzie want to keep her running around outside. Staying at home and watching TV was never an option for her with guests over. That's why you were pretty sure she'd get your moms to agree. Well, it's already so dark out there. Lizzie gave Mom the best puppy dog eyes she could, slowly spooning mac and cheese into her mouth while you waited for their response.
There, there.
Let them go. Nights like this don't happen every day. A second. Trying to clean off my watch. Your parents exchanged a look, then Mom eventually sighed and nodded back. Yes! Along with Lizzie's cheers, you threw your arms up in triumph, but waited until you finished chewing to say anything because you knew it was rude to talk with your mouth full.
Fine.
Fine, fine. Just make sure you stay on the hill behind our house with all the poppies, okay? Duh, Mom. That's where most of them are. The idea had only been planted in your head, but you already could just picture all the glowing lights spreading out in front of you, like the fairies from the bedtime stories Mommy read sometimes. All too quickly, it became a race to see who could finish their food first. No choking at the dinner table now. That's right. If someone died, we'd have to cancel the Firefly trip after all. Mom said it like a joke, but you knew that they were both telling you kids to slow down. Shiloh did immediately. When you glanced at Lizzie, you saw her still eating faster than she should. Elizabeth?
Jeez.
No one is gonna die. Sheesh. A knock on the door interrupted Mom before she could no doubt scold your sister. I'll get it! Your big sister jumped out of her seat and ran over to the door, pulling it open without even looking out the window to see who it was. Huh? You shifted in your seat to try and get a glimpse of the unexpected guest.
Hi.
Good evening, Cove. Your mommy had already walked to the door by the time you managed to see past Shiloh's floppy hat. Cove! Phoebe! Trying to get to the door quickly enough nearly resulted in your mommy being knocked over. You sent her a sheepish smile, linking your fingers behind your back before focusing your attention on Cove. What are you doing here? A smile played across Cove's face, and you could tell he wanted to laugh. Your eyes met for only a second before he looked away. Then, for a few seconds, Cove said nothing. He only stood there and looked up at Mommy with a face almost like he was considering turning around and leaving. My dad told me to drop this off, because I guess he borrowed it from you. Oh my god. Cove took a familiar screwdriver out from his large side pocket, eyes now dropped to the floor. We left ours back home when we moved. Great, thanks, bye!
Thank you.
Thank you. Here, why don't you come inside for a bit? Lizzie crossed her arms and lifted her chin. Cove shrugged. Mom stood from the table, too. I'll give your dad a call to let him know you got here all right. Cove shuffled fully inside, eyes remaining on the ground. Mommy closed the door behind him.
Hi.
Hi, Cove. Shiloh gave Cove a friendly smile while waving. By holding up his hand and opening and closing his fingers. Smile. Cove nodded in response. Cove, are you going to catch fireflies with us? You could come outside with us if you want to. You weren't sure what to say now. Oh, you could. Okay, I thought so you should. You could see Lizzie eyeing you for mentioning the excursion to an outsider, but she'd get over it. She huffed when you poked your tongue out at her, placing her hands on her hips in annoyance. You should come with us. We'll have a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds cool. I've never caught one before. It's too bad he didn't have a chance before now. The fireflies weren't out when he first moved in, and there must not have been any where he used to live. But you can't go until after dinner. After she pointed this out, Lizzie walked back to the table and took her seat. There wasn't much left on her plate. Since this was very true, you decided to finish up your own stuff as well. Cove stepped closer and eyed what was on the menu for your family's meal. Excuse me. Have you eaten yet? Yeah, my dad and I ate earlier. What did you have? Eggs. The clipped one-word answers seemed to discourage Shiloh from asking any more questions. His eyes slowly wandered back to the last scraps of food on his plate. Her phone call with Cove's dad must have ended because your mom came back into the room.
Okay.
Cove, your dad said you can stay for a little while if you'd like, but he's going to come get you before it gets too much later. Sure.
Fun.
Oh, fun. This will be so nice. As you polished off the meal, you hoped it would be too. The three of you all finished. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to save. I almost went that entire time without saving. Excuse me. Oh wait, that's Young adult Cove right there. That's another young adult Cove. These are my other saves on this computer. Rowan was one of the ones for my laptop because I started playing this game on my laptop. Melody Lane. I named her that Lane because of the Beatles, Penny Lane, and then I did Lucy Sky because of also the Beatles. I have a problem. I like Beatles naming conventions. The three of you all finished eating shortly after, and Lizzie led the way outside. Remember, don't stray too far. It's fine, Mom. Shiloh trailed so closely after Lizzie, he was nearly stepping on her heels. Cove hesitated at the door. Come on, let's go. Oh, it's ad time. Let's see. Alright, it is time for ads. Let's go ahead and do an ad break and, actually, yeah, let's do an ad break. I'll probably play for another like 30-ish minutes and then I'm probably gonna head to bed because I'm getting a little sleepy. But yeah, so let's do a quick break and we'll be back in 3 minutes. See you in a bit. Alright, we're back. Let's play. We're gonna play for another 30-ish minutes and then I'm gonna go to bed. I'm really tired. I just got hit with the EP stick, but I want to keep playing for a little longer. Okay. Oh, that's right. We told Cove to come with us.
Bye.
Bye, children. The two of you were a good 10 or 15 feet behind Lizzie and Shiloh by the time you walked outside. You pushed the door shut behind you, watching their figures get farther and farther away. You're so slow, Phoebe. We don't have all night. You started to run when you heard Lizzie's voice calling you, but paused when you saw Cove still walking at a relaxed pace. Let's go! You gotta come! You reached out for the arm that wasn't in the cast. You took a hold of his wrist and started pulling him along. Cove twisted his arm a bit before settling down. You smiled, watching Cove return it with a shy one of his own. Then the both of you followed after Lizzie and Shiloh. Fireflies! When you arrived at the hill, Lizzie was already standing on top. The fireflies were out in full force, floating on the breeze, their gentle glow winking in and out and creating an almost magical effect. You looked at Cove, and he seemed just as entranced by the beautiful sight. You and Cove stood at the start, linked together. It was almost like holding hands, but not quite. It was a bit too bad. Somehow. Realizing there wasn't actually any need to continue gripping his arm anymore, you released it. Wow. Shiloh took a moment to come over and welcome the both of you to the hill. Hi guys, it's really great out, huh? See how many there are? Yeah. Firefly danced through the air, landing on Cove's sea green head. Covering your mouth with the hand, and the sound escaped you, and Cove looked at you in confusion. What? You gestured to his head, and he reached up, making the firefly dart away. Cove jumped, then followed after the glow. Oh, look! Lizzie has one! That's amazing! Shiloh ran up to the highest point of the hill, making sure not to lose his hat or backpack along the way. You hummed as the group divided and conquered, shifting your gaze to the dozens of other fireflies sailing around. The game was on. You had a bandage on your thumb, and you had tried to be cautious of that. You had a bandage on your palm, and you tried to be cautious of that. Oh, because, you know, we're a kid. I feel like with how outgoing and, like, rambunctious she is, she might have a bandage on her finger. Spike, why excuse me? Oh my god, close by. You approached it with assassin-like stealth, crouching down to make yourself seem like a less of a threat. Slowly dragging one foot in front of the other, you crept up towards it, arms outstretched. You closed your hands around the little glowing orb, careful not to crush it. The firefly had landed in your palm, almost docile, and you stared down at your prize in delight. Its tiny legs tickled your skin, and you giggled at the sensation. Cove kept up with his own target, but when he tried to grab it, his pink cast waved awkwardly through the air, foiling his efforts to clap his hands around clap his hands around the firefly. Cove watched it vanish into thin air with a dissatisfied expression on his face. There are plenty more fireflies. You can try again. Did you catch that one? You nodded, and Cove gave up his hunt for a moment, coming closer and peering at the insect still crawling across your palm. You held out your hand, and he leaned closer, eyes widening a tad behind his glasses. Cove remained hypnotized by the little bug as he inched his hand closer to yours. Ultimately, he settled his fingers lightly over the top of the ones you were holding open. It tingled. Oh! Oh! You stayed very still. Last thing you wanted was to accidentally scare the shiny treasure off. Damn, his hands are big. That's a child. Oh, see, we chose the seashell bracelet earlier, and we have a bandage on our thumb. Firefly, noticing the new connection, crawled up to Cove's hand. He quietly gasped. It worked. Yeah, you got one. Cove's lips turned up into a slow smile, and his eyes shined brighter than the bug. Thanks, Phoebe. Your eyes and his locked together while still holding hands. He suddenly pulled away. Ooh. Hee. Startled by the extreme movement, the tiny light disappeared before you could even blink. Your firefly was gone. Sorry. That's okay. I couldn't keep it forever.
You're right.
Right. Bugs have to stay outside. Let's get another. We could work together. His face broke out into a wide grin. We'll get a bunch. With renewed vigor, you ran out into the hill. You're not sure how much time passed while you were out into the thick of it. All you could focus on was the adventure at hand. No critter was safe from your grasp. At first, you tried to keep a tally of how many you had caught, but once the number grew higher than 10, you had no more fingers left to count with. You were having the time of your life, racing up and down the hill with the crash of the ocean and the sound of everyone's laughter echoing in the background. Phoebe, this way! You followed the sound of Cove's voice to the top of the hill, watching as he stretched his arms out in front of him, reaching with his fingers and only narrowly missing his target. Cove and you took turns trying to scare fireflies in the direction of the other. You showed him some techniques that you had learned, like how to cup your hands correctly, and he listened attentively before trying for himself. There were a few times when you almost ran into each other, giggling as you dove to the side at the last moment. Luckily, disaster was avoided each time. It was an overall huge success with the both of you catching multiple fireflies each. Eventually, the fireflies began to thin out and your energy started to lapse, so you decided it was time to call off the hunt. Cove didn't complain. He breathed in heavily, and his face seemed really flushed. That was fun. A lot of fun. You smiled at him broadly, happy that he had enjoyed the activity. Yeah, it was.
Come on!
Phoebe, Cove, get up here. We're gonna have a race. The shout had caught you off guard. It had been quite a while since you heard from Lizzie or Shiloh. You glanced over to see them both standing on top of the hill again, Lizzie beckoning you with quick hand gestures. If she was like that, you knew there wasn't much room for disagreement. Up the incline you went. From the corner of your eye, you saw Cove was coming as well. He didn't care for Lizzie a lot, so you thought he might be intrigued just by the idea of a race. Excuse me. Hi.
Cove.
Hi. Cove, you can't roll down the hill. You could just hurt your arm again. You'll be the referee for the rest of us. As Lizzie pointed this out, Cove froze in place. Oh, it was that kind of race. He frowned down at his cast. That was the second time he'd gotten in the way tonight. What? Yeah, you'll watch to see who gets to the bottom first. That's important. Got it?
Yes.
I guess. The cast was sturdy. If he was careful, he could have done it. Lizzie might have just been looking for a reason to make someone else do the referee, but it was already decided. I'm gonna stay with Cove. Stay with my man.
Really?
You don't have to. It's okay. I want to watch. You moved beside him on the top of the hill, even though Lizzie eyed you and made a face. That's not how races work. We only need one referee. Shrugging your shoulders, you refused to budge, and Lizzie let out a huff before throwing her hands in the air. Fine. I'll be the winner, whether you join or not. Lizzie moved to lay down, and Shiloh did the same. Cove stood slightly to the side to get better vantage point, and you stood next to him. Count down. Cove stood up a little straighter. It seemed like he was taking his newfound referee duty seriously. Why are they looking like they want to bully someone? Oh, you mean her sister? Yeah, her sister's kind of a brat for a while. Or our sister, I guess. 3, 2, 1, go! Lizzie and Shiloh took off, letting gravity do the work and rolling at high speed toward the bottom of the hill. You and Cove leaned forward to watch them go, eyes peeled for which the two would reach the bottom first. They were both neck and neck, until about halfway down the hill, Lizzie started to veer off to the side, giving Shiloh a huge advantage. She obviously hadn't noticed a thing, and as soon as Shiloh reached the bottom of the hill, he jumped up excitedly and threw his hands in the air. I won! Almost immediately, he fell back into the grass, dizzy from his roll down the hill. Lizzie stomped out of the bush she had ended up in, spluttering angry and brushing leaves from the front of her dress. Not bad. You got lucky. Let's do it again and see who wins for real. Kids, time to come in. No. You snickered, feeling grateful you hadn't been part of the mini debacle. You caught Cove's eyes and saw that he was doing the same. It had gotten late and was beginning to feel just a bit chilly as you made your way out of the hills, but the cold in the air hadn't dampened anyone's spirits. The four of you walked back home together, side by side, down your neighborhood street, discussing the evening, with each person trying to prove they were the one who caught the most fireflies. You knew that whoever really did catch the most didn't matter much anyway. All that mattered was that you had a good time, which, judging by the smiles on everyone's faces, you did. Oh, nice. Okay. Let's do Ghost. The night was incredibly still. You really couldn't ignore how silent it was. It was almost eerie. You could even hear Lizzie snoring in the next room over. It was hard to believe how much of a blur today was. Summer sure did slip right past you. You flicked through the moments like pages in scrapbook you laid in bed. The ones that stuck out all seemed to include your new neighbor Cove. It was funny how he had become a big part of your life in such a short span of time. You thought a lot about what adventures you could have tomorrow until sleep started to catch up to you. Then you heard something scrape against the window. It wasn't that uncommon for the wind to push a tree branch against the glass. Summer breezes were the worst sometimes. The more you tried to ignore it, the louder it seemed like it became. It was like something was trying to get your attention. You lifted your head off the pillow to get a better look. Nothing was there. Nothing you could see, at least. You had to investigate the mysterious sound. It was too creepy to ignore. Oh yeah, we gotta investigate. We gotta look it over. You practically jumped out of bed and crept downstairs to go outside. Your moms were still awake. They stayed up so late it seemed. Luckily, they were watching TV and didn't hear the soft click of the front door opening as you slipped past. Did I just go around the kitchen island and then, snuck out? How could they not see me? You looked around the neighborhood for a few seconds, checking over each individual house. It looked normal, but it didn't feel that way. You knew you weren't supposed to be out here right now. It was exhilarating. Honestly, I think a kid would be terrified. Without the protective seal of your mom's approval, you felt very vulnerable. There must be a reason you were allowed out in the day and not at night. Not knowing precisely what that reason was made you feel even more afraid. ease with which you had slipped out only served to make you feel worse. Your moms didn't need to be vigilant because they had trusted you not to do exactly what you were doing.
Vivi.
Aw, my boy. You twitched at the sudden call, immediately calming down upon seeing Cove walking up to you. It was strange, and yet also completely normal to have him appear like this now. What are you doing? I saw you standing around in the middle of the street from my window. You weren't sleeping either? Why not? Cove turned up his lips to a smile, almost as if he were amused by the question. Because. Did you hear a weird noise? You could tell you hit the nail on the head by the way his eyes widened. Yeah, you knew. I heard it too. That's why you came out, huh? Cove hesitated for a moment, looking down the street before his aquamarine eyes fell on you again. Did it scare you?
It's okay.
Me too, but it's okay. Nothing is gonna happen. You could see Cove was trying to be brave for your sake, and it made you feel a little better. I was kind of wondering if it was the wind, but what if it's not? What if it's a person? What if it's something that's not a person? Oh, I like it when he makes this little face. It's so cute. Hello? The unsettling noise suddenly rushed through the air. Cove and you flinched. It sounds even worse than before. You were about to agree with him when the noise came yet again, tearing through the still night. The two of you rapidly looked around, trying to find the source, but to no avail. There was no sign of an answer to this puzzle. You thought that had to be a ghost. Visible, creepy thing luring children from their beds? Had to be a monster. The thought of it terrified you from down to the bones, and you regretted leaving the safety of your nice, warm bed. You shakily inched closer to Cove. He was there for you, and right now you were counting on that. Hey, can you tell where it's coming from?
Not really.
Then we'll have to look more, somewhere else. Maybe we'll see something. Okay, let's go. As you walk the familiar streets of your neighborhood, fear coursed through your veins. When your hand brushed against his, you realized that you hadn't been the only one who had tried closing the gap. Ooh! Hey, yo. Are we these cute, innocent little crush? I think it's so cute. Shadows cut corners and angles where you didn't expect them, distorting the features you saw every day. The noise came again, shrill and hard. It set your teeth on the edge the way it ground its way through you. Cove's throat bobbed. His eyes glistened in the dim light. With the noise that escaped you in sort of a shriek, you darted behind Cove, using him as a human shield. Ah, Vivi! Holding onto the back of his shirt, you used to keep him in front of you, even when he awkwardly tried to spin around in order to see you. You can come out. Here. He lifted his uncasted hand up to where you could see it. When Cove offered, it only made your heart thump harder, but it wasn't out of fear. Oh yeah, we're taking that hand. You carefully slid your hand into his, and though your palms both were clammy, you held on tight. Honestly, I feel like it's a little more reassuring when you hold someone's hand while you're scared. You couldn't explain why, but it made you feel stronger, and you felt like you were ready to continue now. Cove shut his eyes and pressed his lips together. I think it's so sweet, though, he offered his hand. Such a sweet kid. Your fingers locked around each other, even tighter.
So...
Where did you want to check? The park, the beach. Let's go to the beach. Let's get out to the beach. Nicki Minaj. The beach stretched out in front of you, nothing in sight along its sands, no matter which way you turned. Part of you would imagine the noise as some creature of the deep, washed up on the shore and calling for aid. That theory had been taken off the list for now. Still, you'd spent enough time on the shore to know that the real finds often require a sharp eye and careful attention. The sound screamed past your ear. You hunched up, shoulders high, as if ready to endure a blow. But the only damage was to your ears. There didn't appear to be any immediate danger, despite every bone in your body telling you that something wasn't right. Snuck back to your neighbor quietly. A throated fear slithered its way into your stomach, and you found it hard to swallow the lump that formed in your throat. You silently pulled on Cove to get his attention and indicated for him to follow as you backed away slowly. He nodded with you, understanding. The two of you crept back into the neighborhood, together, as quiet as a pair of field mice, and when you finally reached the safety of the sidewalk, you let out a breath of relief. Your hands were still shaking, but you took a moment to look up and down the street. It made you shudder to think about what might have been out there, watching you through the dark. Looks like I gotta fix my mic. Alright. That was enough adventure for one night. You and Cove instead kept going down the road towards home. The two of you came to a halt outside your front door. Never before had it looked so ominous. Looks like they haven't called the cops, so I'm probably alright. Do you sneak out a lot? Lots. You were telling the truth. I like being out late. Me too. It's not a big deal. He looked at the ground sheepishly, like recalling how frightened he had been up until just recently. Usually. Are you worried about getting caught?
No.
No. He was so forthright that you believed him completely. But your dad, won't he get mad or sad if he catches you? He's never happy with what I do. Oh. I don't know how to react to that. Not knowing how to respond, you went back to staring at your front door. Alright, I'm going in.
Bye.
Okay, good night. Good night, Cove. Thanks for coming with me tonight. I'm not sure I could have done it myself. I wanted to go with you. Hearing that caused your face to heat up. You turned the doorknob as slowly as a clock's minute hand, holding your breath for the telltale click of the lock, then nudged it open. When all that happened was the door opening, rather than a blaring alarms that you'd feared, you melted with relief. Back inside your house, you were surprised to find your mom still watching TV. Weirder still, it looked like they were on the same show they were watching before you left. Yet you were positive you'd been out investigating for hours. Perhaps you could use their distraction to your advantage. If you could just get up the stairs, you would be safe from suspicion. But how could you get there? No. We tried to sneak past. You hugged the wall as you creeped delicately around the perimeter of the room. It was a valiant effort that any spy would have been proud of, right up until the moment you tripped over a power cord and nearly fell over. Phoebe? You might not have fallen, but your accident ruined your cover. You had been spotted. They abandoned the couch and the show to hurry over. They were still in a state of surprise. You weren't in trouble yet.
Are you okay?
Oh, we're lying. We are lying about anything. What are you doing down here, sweetie? Did you have a bad dream? We're lying. Me? Okay, so if this were me, childhood me, 1, I would never sneak out. 2, I would come clean right away. No, that's a lie. I probably would. I'd probably, like, start to lie a bit, and then I would feel too guilty and too scared of the wrath of my mother, and then immediately tell the truth. You couldn't bring yourself to own up to what you'd done. I heard scary noises, so I came down here. The surprise gave way to concern.
Sweetie.
Honey. Mom took you by the hand and led you up the stairs. Wolf, your hand is cold. Why didn't you come over to us? I was supposed to be in bed. Phoebe, you won't ever be in trouble for coming to us when you're frightened. We'd much rather you come to us than try to solve things all by yourself. Her phrasing made you feel bad. The nervousness ate at you as you were tucked into bed. Your mom's assumed that your flushing at the insistence on delving under the covers was part of your fear and spoke to you softly until you calmed down enough to peep out from underneath your sheets. Once your mom's had left, you turned over the night's adventure in your mind. It was still hard to believe that you'd really done it. It was harder still to believe that you'd gotten away with it. Even now, half expected to be caught somehow. Perhaps you'd left the door ajar, or trailed sand in where they'd already swept up. You hoped that Cove had gotten home okay, though he hadn't been worried. Being told off was never fun. Wriggling down deeper underneath the sheets, your thoughts turned to the unsolved mystery. You and Cove had only just begun to scratch the surface of it. Maybe you'd solve it and maybe you wouldn't, but knowing that you had shared it with him made you feel like you were being tickled from the inside. You hugged a pillow to your chest, tossing and turning as you replayed the night's events in your mind, daydreaming about different ways they could have gone. Any fear or danger that might have been there was entirely overshadowed by thinking on how close you had been with Cove the entire trip. Your daydreams ushered you into sleep with a smile on your face. The next morning proceeded mostly like usual, though your mom seemed to be giving extra consideration finding you last night. You later learned Cove didn't end up in trouble for the nightly escapade either. It was unclear whether that was because his dad chose not to punish him or if Cove got away with it. It was amazing to you that it all worked out for you both. As for the sounds that started this all, the adults were convinced it was nothing more than the wind. For your imaginative mind, that wasn't nearly enough. How could they accept something so simple so easily? Maybe it'd make more sense when you were grown up too. Alright. I don't want to start a new one because some of these are really long. And I'm getting a little tired. So let's save for the night. This is Vivi. Alright. And night they say. I'm going to sign off for the night here in a second. There we go. Oh, my brother's streaming. Maybe we should go raid him. Wait, he's doing Super Mario 64 co-op. Oh god, we should go bother him. Okay, we're gonna go bother my brother. Alright, so let's do calling it yes. I'm getting sleepy. We're gonna go bother my brother, Hydra. We're gonna raid HG Hydra. And I will be back on Thursday for stream. Heck, maybe, depending on what I'm doing tomorrow, maybe I'll stream in the day tomorrow. I don't know. It's my spring break, so I'm going to do what I want. All right, buddy, have a great night. Have a great day tomorrow. Until next time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. It's nice seeing you again. Oh, yeah, don't forget, fellas, next week is my birthday week, so we're going to be celebrating with some games, some streams. I'm going to be playing some games with friends on the Monday next week on the 23rd. And we're gonna have some fun for my birthday. All right. Yes, birthday stream. We're gonna go bother my brother Hydra. And I shall see you guys again on Thursday. Bye. Good night. Thank you for everyone for stopping by.